Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us live. If you're new here, we have a quarterly medical billing and coding live to answer your questions about medical billing and medical coding, both education and exam prep and career. We answer all the questions. So thank you for joining live. I guess we'll start out with introductions and then we'll jump right into it. So feel free to leave any questions or comments in the chat or in the comment section, and we will answer them one by one. So my name is Kiana Craig. I am a CPB, a CPC, and an AAPC approved instructor. I've been working in the healthcare field for the last 25 years. I started out in 1999 as an emergency room registrar. And in 2006, I became a self-taught medical biller and I became an AAPC approved instructor in 2020. So I've been teaching the CPB curriculum for the last 4 years. A lot of students have enrolled all over the country. I'm hoping by the end of the year, we can celebrate 1,000 students all over the country, not necessarily all enrolled to get certified, but definitely to at least get the hands-on training and then pursue certification. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. I live in New York with my husband and my two boys. I have a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. And Natasha, you want to share?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this evening. I am Natasha C. Miller, also known as the Medical Mompreneur, and I've been in healthcare now for over 24 years. I just really love healthcare. Behind the scenes of medicine is what we call it. And so I do have a Master of Science in Health Information Management. I'm a registered Health Information Administrator, as well as a certified professional coder, certified professional biller, certified risk coder, and a certified professional coder instructor. And so been in business now over 12 years, been teaching for quite a while as well. I'm also a professor and a life coach and an author. And so, yes, we're just here tonight to answer questions. So put your questions in the chat. We would love to answer your questions as it pertains to billing and coding or preparing for maybe your CPB or your CPC exam. Really excited to just be able to help answer some questions on this evening. You're on mute. Yes.
Thank you. If anyone here is preparing for their CPB or their CPC, let us know in the chat. That's also, very good for us to know so that we can try to give you guys some tips and some pointers. And hopefully you guys have some questions about that. If not, we'll just go over some frequently asked questions because there have been some changes recently with AAPC and the exam platforms and things like that. So share with us if you are preparing again for the CPC and or the CPB exams. As a matter of fact, let's start out with that. Let's start out with some tips and some resources. I don't see any questions coming in just yet. So let's start out with that. I guess I'll begin with the CPB. The CPB is the Certified Professional Biller Credential, again with AAPC. AAPC is the American Academy for Professional Coders. The CPB credential is not a required credential in order to obtain a medical billing position. However, it is recommended because it does provide formal education. So most medical billers will tell you that they never received formal education. They kind of just learn on the job. And sometimes they're wondering whether or not, they're learning the right things, or they're learning whether or not they're doing things the right way, if they're being compliant, etc. So enrolling in the CPB prep course and obtaining your certification is a great way to master those foundational skills, to ensure that you're learning from a trusted source, and to join an amazing network and community of industry professionals, both billers and coders. They have over 250,000 members worldwide. I've met so many amazing individuals. Natasha, I was very fortunate to meet in 2020 because I was affiliated with the organization and we were able to connect on social media. So I definitely encourage you to consider that. So you're going to learn all about the revenue cycle from beginning to end. The exam is going to test your knowledge, and whether or not you have any paid training or you've ever actually performed medical billing, you'll be able to master the fundamentals of medical billing. So it is a great credential to consider. I do see someone in the chat that says that they are preparing for my CPB. Good evening to you. So perfect. That's good to know. So I'll just share a tip or two, and then I'll turn it over to Natasha, who will focus on the CPC for coding. But a great way to prepare for the CPB exam, let's say you have no prior healthcare experience at all. I encourage you to enroll in the prep course, as well as purchasing the 3 practice exams. So in addition to the prep course, once you complete that, your next step should be moving on to the practice exams. The practice exams kind of mimic what you can expect on exam day. Each of them are 50 multiple choice questions with the rationales, and you can take them in an unlimited amount of times. And what's really, really great now, this is something relatively new with AAPC, is that the practice exams are on the same platform as the exam. So you'll become very familiar with the platform. You'll know how to, flag questions, move forward, go back. You'll know how to use the notes application, the calculator application. You'll become familiar with it. So on exam day, you're already stressed out enough, right? On exam day, we already have a lot of things, going through our heads on exam day. The last thing you want to be concerned about is a brand new platform and you don't know what to expect. So I feel like that move that they made, transitioning the practice exams onto the same platform as the exam was really great. Very, very beneficial. So you have your prep course, you have your practice exams, and then the last tip I would say is taking CPB practice, or not practice, but CPB review classes. You can enroll in the review classes. A lot of times the AAPC chapters will host them. I know that my chapter hosts a few. We try to do at least one a quarter for CPC and or CPB, but enroll in an exam review class, because those are going to touch on the most missed questions on the exam. They're going to touch on a lot of different topics, but definitely focus on the most missed topics, so that you guys can go in there and be as prepared as possible. So let's see, Natasha, I'm going to turn it over to you for the CPC.
Okay, excellent. And so if you are preparing for the CPC, or if you are not preparing, you're just wondering what it's about, you want to become certified. It is an industry standard to be certified as a professional coder, or maybe as a certified coding specialist. And so there's 2 organizations that you can become certified through, either AAPC, like Kiana has mentioned, or AHIMA. And so with the AAPC exam, the CPC exam is 4 hours, just like the CPB. 100 multiple choice questions are there. And it's to test your knowledge to see if you are ready to sit and pass, to be prepared for this exam. This is an exam that shows your expertise, right? That you understand the different areas as it pertains to CPT coding, HCPCS, and ICD-10-CM coding. In order to remain in compliance with coding, we have to be certified. And so that's just the number one thing. If you are not in a program, you may want to look at AAPC. They have different options for you to become certified. You can do it self-paced, or you can do it with an instructor that is licensed through them. Also, they have virtual instructors, and we also help teach with those courses through AAPC. So there's different options that you're able to learn and be prepared for the exam. Then you also have the options of, if you already are preparing, or maybe you're in a different program, to take a CPC review course. And so I do have a course that I offer, and it's a course that's going to be in October. So if anyone is going to be testing soon, and I think I saw we do have someone preparing for an exam in November, excellent. Then I would love to invite you to come to my 2-hour CPC exam review, because this exam review is going to help you to pass the exam on the first try. I'm going to give you the tips and the strategies on how to pass the exam, what to expect for the exam, how to answer the questions, right? Because like Kiana mentioned, it's a 4-hour exam. That time goes by quick, and you need to know how to get through the exam and not have the exam attack you, but you attack the exam. That's what I stress a lot to my clients. And so I see a question: should I purchase the CPC study guide? So I have a question back for you. Are you already in a program? How are you preparing for your exam? Because depending on if you're in a program with APC, then no, not necessarily. APC's program is going to set you up to be able to prepare and take the exam. And then they also have a review within their program. But if you are in a program that's not tied to the APC, then purchasing the study guide is a great option, but I also will recommend going through an actual CPC exam review through someone who is licensed through the APC to help get you ready for the exam, because this exam it's challenging. So some people think, oh, I can just barely study and pass and get through. No, they really want to see that you understand the guidelines, that you know how to find the information in your books, right? You're not unbundling, you're not trying to use all these extra codes. So it's a lot of information that you have to be prepared for. Okay, so you are self-studying through the APC. I would recommend, if you're already self-studying through the APC, then look to go through a CPC exam review from there. And then from there, that will gauge your knowledge to see if you're ready to actually sit for the exam. That would be my recommendation. So yes, just to go back to preparing for the exam, definitely you want to become certified. So if you're not certified, that's number one. Look for a program to get certified, either through the APC or a licensed vendor, someone that's licensed through the APC, if you're looking for any of those certifications. And then AHIMA also has their coding certifications as well. I'll pass it back to you, Kiana.
Yeah, so I was just looking up a resource. Another tip that we can discuss are the options for the ways that you can take the exam. So prior to this year, you were able to take the exams on paper, but that has since been discontinued. So the exam is now 100% online, and you have two options. You can either take the exam remotely from home, or you can take it at a testing site. You'll go into a local testing site in your state and you'll use their computer. So it's still electronic, whether you take it from home or at a testing site. And I was mentioning before, the platform that the practice exams are on are the same platform that the exam is on. So once you go into that testing site, or once you log in online on exam day, you'll be familiar with the platform and know how to navigate the exam. So I'm going to put the link in the chat. If you decide to take it in person at a testing site, you can take a look at that link and you'll be able to browse the different testing sites in your state. Okay, let's see what questions have.
I love it. And I'm putting in the chat the coupon, my CPC exam review, and then I also have a coupon code for everyone to be able to use to receive 50% off by October 4th for anyone that's interested in preparing for your CPC. So that way it shows up. Okay, yes. So if you have any questions, you can definitely put them in the chat right now. This is what me and Kiana is here for, to be able to answer any questions pertaining to your CPB or CPC. Are you preparing for an exam? We would love to answer your questions.
Perfect. I see another question coming in from Kimberly. Will you be able to take CEUs with APC if you receive a certification from somewhere else? This is a very common question. And a lot of people are unaware that, yes, AHIMA accepts AAPC CEUs. So those are the two organizations that we're talking about tonight. AHIMA, Natasha's affiliated with both AHIMA and AAPC, and I'm affiliated with AAPC. So AHIMA does accept AAPC CEUs. So once a month, I host an information session, and it's AAPC approved for one free CEU. So a lot of students and a lot of certified individuals with AAPC will attend this live information session, and you're able to earn one CEU. As long as you're certified, you're able to earn one CEU, and they're able to get their credit, whether you're with AHIMA or AAPC. So yes, if other organizations are offering CEU opportunities and they're AAPC approved, they are accepted with AHIMA as well.
which is nice because being affiliated with more than one organization, right? You can be able to just receive the information and input your CEUs for both. Excellent. So there's another question in the chat.
Yes, the next question is the CPB, Certified Professional Biller exam duration, is it still 6 hours? So that's a good question. No, that has changed. Probably going about 2 years now. That has changed. So the CPB exam, actually, and the CPC, they're both 4 hours in duration. So the CPB exam has 135 multiple choice questions, and Natasha did mention that the CPC exam for coding has 100 multiple choice questions. So they are both 4 hours in duration. Seems like a lot of time, but for those of you who have sat for the exam, it does go by pretty quickly. So time management is definitely key. Did you want to add anything?
Yes, time management is definitely key. And those are tips and strategies that I do share during my CPC exam review. How to be able to use your process of elimination, how to determine which two questions I don't want to work with, which answer choices I don't want to work with, which answer choices I want to work with, because you won't have time to look up every code in your manual. Also, when you test, you're not going to your index. So when you learn how to code, you learn how to use your index and then go to your tabular. But when you test, you're going directly to the tabular to find your answers. So it's very important that you are comfortable and you know how to find your codes, you know where your guidelines are, you have read that information, you have tabbed your books, you have highlighted, right? You want to be very comfortable and know where to find the information, because that's where your time can get lost when you're struggling to just even find the codes that you should be looking for. So just some extra tips on that and being wise with your time and using your time. But we go over all of those strategies in our reviews. And I know Kiana also does reviews from time to time as well. So definitely, if you have not taken a CPB or CPC exam review, you want to do that before you test for your exams. So question in the chat, is it an open book test? Yes, great question. Yes, you have to use your coding manuals in order to test, because we cannot memorize these codes. There are thousands of codes, right? So it's not about memorization. It is about being able to use your critical thinking skills and also going to find the correct codes. So understanding some of the guidelines, right? Do we need to actually use maybe two codes, or just one code will suffice? So yes, but in order to do that, we have to use our manuals to be able to find the codes. Great question.
Yes, a few things that I wanted to add that you did touch on, Natasha, going back to the process of elimination. A lot of times when we are practicing with students, and I will also mention with my medical billing students, the CPB exam does also include 10 multiple choice coding questions. So 10 questions out of 135. So it is a very small fraction of the billing exam. However, you do still need to be aware of the different code sets. You're not being tested on coding for the billing exam. You are being tested on your knowledge of the different code sets as well as modifier usage. So when we were talking about the process of elimination, it's really important to understand that, because a lot of times students will say, when they're taking quizzes and the practice exams, well, I think, it should have been this answer, or why isn't it that answer? You need to just utilize the answer options that you are given. You can usually rule out, 2 out of the 4 answers pretty quickly and then work with the remaining answers. But don't think about maybe, your daily medical billing or coding life or, other scenarios that you may have experienced. You want to work with the answer options that you are given. I think that's really important. And then when you're taking those practice exams, be sure to time yourself, because that's going to help you increase your speed. So I always tell my students, for one medical billing practice exam, it's 50 multiple choice questions. Set the timer for 90 minutes. Do not use any resources besides the 3 code books, right? Because as Natasha mentioned, when it's stated open book, they're referring to the 3 code books, the CPT, the ICD-10-CM, and the HCPCS. We're not memorizing tens and thousands of codes, so that's why they call it an open book exam, and you'll have to have those 3 books with you on exam day, whether you're taking the coding exam or the billing exam. So open book means you'll have to bring those 3 books. So when you're taking the practice exams, do not use any resources. You really want to test your knowledge. This is the time to make sure that you understand, the information, and you're able to pass the practice exams. You want to pass them with at least a score of 85% or above. And then that is a good indication that you are ready to schedule your exam. And then in regards to the review classes again, yes, I do I'm planning to host a CPB exam review class within the next 30 days or so. I don't have the exact date scheduled. However, if you get on my email list, and I'm going to put the link in the chat, if you want to get on my email list, I'll certainly be sending out an email once the date has been scheduled. Okay, let's see what's next in the chat. Yeah, so someone shared in the chat, Kelly, that the exam is 4 hours and she tested this morning and passed. So congratulations,
Yes,
Kelly.
congratulations, Kelly. Yes, yes.
Very exciting. Let's go to the next question. Fatima, I'm really interested in your CPB training. I would like to know if there are practice tests, if there are practices or just theory, because I had to do AAPC training, but it didn't work for me. Okay, so the way my Biller Boss Bootcamp works is you're getting access to 2 different courses. You're getting access to the AAPC CPB prep course. So that is the AAPC curriculum, the same exact curriculum, same books, same practice exam, same membership. Everything is exactly the same. I'm a licensed instructor, so I have the authority to give you access to everything exactly the same. In addition to that, you're also getting my hands-on medical billing and software training course. So you're actually training on how to do the day-to-day responsibilities of a medical biller. So there will be exercises, practical exercises, and homework assignments that you'll be doing each week on real medical billing software, as well as on the CMS 1500 claim form for professional billing. It's not a facility billing course, it's a professional billing course. So just keep that in mind. And we meet live every week on Zoom on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Speaking of that, Natasha is so amazing that she joins us once each month to practice answering the multiple choice coding questions, right? So I have our coding instructor or a coding instructor, Natasha, join us once a month to practice answering those questions with the code books, because as she mentioned, it's very important to understand how to utilize that code books. You need to know not only where the different codes are located, an ICD-10-CM from a CPT from a HCPCS, but where are the modifiers located? Where are the place of service codes located? Where are the appendices and the guidelines? So we practice live every single month with the billing students how to navigate the code books, because you want to become familiar with that before exam day. You don't want to wait until exam day before you open up those huge books, because you're going to be lost and you're going to waste a lot of valuable time. And we know that time is of the essence on these exams. So hopefully that answers your question, Fatima. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me via email or directly on my website. The next question is from JF. She says, hi, I just got here. Can you explain what's included in your courses? Natasha, do you want to begin with what your offerings are?
Okay, yes. So right now we are offering the CPC exam review. It is a 2-hour exam review where we actually take you through 1 hour of theory lecture, I should say, preparing you on what to expect for the exam, going over the must-knows, the key areas, the most missed concepts. And then the last hour, we do practice test questions. So 25 questions with the answers and the rationales, but I give you time to answer them because I really want to see are you able to just pass and understand these questions that I provide? And then you're also able to ask questions pertaining to the exam to make sure you're ready. Then also we are offering a free masterclass. So really excited about that. And that masterclass actually is coming up on this Friday evening. And so with this masterclass, this is for anyone that is looking to build a successful career in medical coding. And so if you are newly certified or even thinking about becoming certified, or you've been in the industry for a while, then this is for you. And so in this masterclass, I take you through 5 strategies on how you can build your career and be a successful medical coder. So there's a lot of areas that people just don't realize and know, different ways you can go about it. And so I really help you with that masterclass. So that will be this Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So you can come and join us for 1 hour. And so I can put that link in the chat and would love to have you. So that is what we have offering right now. And so I'll turn it back over to Kiana, and she can share what she has offering.
Yes. So I'm not sure if you heard a few moments ago, but I was discussing Bill or Boss Bootcamp. So Bill or Boss Bootcamp includes access to the AAPC CPB prep course and exam. It includes 1-year membership, all of the books, the textbook and the code book, as well as hands-on training. So that's the hands-on training course. Or if maybe you're not ready to pursue certification and you're looking for hands-on training, a lot of times people will reach out to me and say, I'm trying to obtain this medical billing job, or I'm trying to obtain a medical billing client, and I need to learn like ASAP. I need to kind of jump in there and get some hands-on training, and they roll just in the training, and that's an option as well. I'm going to skip to this question because Kelly was asking, what do you mean by practice or theory? So in the certification prep course, that's what you would consider theory. That's all textbook knowledge or lecture, things like that. And I can kind of compare it to, let's say a nurse, let's say a nursing student who's enrolled in nursing school. They're going to get a lot of theory, right, through their classes. They're going to get plenty of education that way. But then also they have to take clinicals. They have to go into, a hospital or a nursing home or some sort of facility and get that hands-on training. So that's like their clinical. So that's what I like to kind of compare it to in my boot camp, because you're getting that foundational knowledge and the theory and all that, but you're also getting that hands-on training, the billing and software training course. So you're going to learn how to use a real medical billing software that you can use in the future. But that's, basically in simple terms, the difference between theory and then practice. Of course, it's amazing to get that formal education, but you also need the training piece. The clinical piece, so that you can actually jump in there and start implementing what you're learning in the lectures and in the textbook, right? You're putting it to work. So I have, again, the CPB prep course. I have the hands-on billing and software training. Throughout the year, I offer CPB exam review classes. I will host one in about 30 days or so. Everyone on my email list will be notified, or if you're following on social media, you'll be notified. And I haven't announced it yet, but I'm going to start offering tutoring. So a lot of CPB students will reach out and ask if I offer tutoring, and I haven't. I've only been, working with my students. But for those of you who are maybe not enrolled in the CPB prep course with me, and you're looking for a CPB tutor to assist you with passing the exam, that is a service that I will be offering soon. And again, if you're on the email list, you'll be notified about that. And last but not least is Medical Billing University. So Medical Billing University is my membership community, and it offers 2 live classes every month. Both live classes are AAPC approved for 1.5 CEUs. So if you are certified, it's a great benefit because you'll earn 3 CEUs every single month for attending the live classes. And I provide revenue cycle job alerts. So I'm on the employment websites all the time, sharing job opportunities. You'll be able to network with over 250 members. industry professionals, and they vary. They're definitely not all certified. Some are newbies just getting into the industry. Some are certified, brand new certified members. Others are, more of the veterans that have been in the industry for a long time. So don't feel intimidated and feel like you have to have a ton of knowledge or you have to be working in the industry for many years. You can join, Medical Bill University and become a member as an individual who's brand new, who knows nothing about medical billing. And you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot in these live classes. And you also get access to the replays. So any classes that you've missed in the past, you will get access to those replays as well. Let's move on to the next question. So someone was asking if you only need a 70%, or does it benefit to get a higher percentage? In order to pass the AAPC exams, you do need a minimum score of 70% to pass. So earlier I mentioned about the practice exams. Scoring an 85% or higher is a good indication that you're ready to take the exam, right? If you're able to pass the practice exams and do very well, scoring 85 or above, it is a good indication that you're ready to go ahead and schedule the actual exams. However, yes, you need a 70% or more in order to pass. Do you want to add anything to that, Natasha?
Yes, just the 70%. So there's not necessarily a benefit. I think AAPC may recognize you if you receive like a high score, but a pass is a pass. And that the goal is to get your CPC or CPB or any other credential certification that you're wanting to get, right? So the main thing is just staying focused on that. And also, like Kiana mentioned, when you're practicing, really push for that 85% or higher. That is going to let you know if you are ready to actually sit for the national exam.
Yes. And the next question, can I join your boot camp from India? So AAPC does not allow the instructors in the States to register or enroll students who are located outside of the States. So you would need to contact either AAPC directly or contact an instructor in India who will be able to assist you. So I have students, of course, all across the country. They did allow, I believe she was from the Virgin Islands, and I believe I have a student in Jamaica. So there are a few international that they will allow, but mostly they do not. So you should contact AAPC directly, or again, an instructor in your country who would be able to assist you. I think we're caught up with all the questions.
I think so. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so any last minute remarks?
Yes. So you can just continue to follow me on Instagram or Facebook at Medical Mompreneur. My website is natashacmiller.com. All the information that we shared on tonight is actually on my site, so you can go directly there and just continue to keep progressing, right? And so no matter what that goal is to become certified as a CPC or CPB, even if no matter what happens, if you don't pass on the first try, don't give up. Right. And so that's my thing. Just don't give up. Keep going. You got this. And we are here to help assist you. So do not feel like you have to do this alone. Reach out. You may have to invest in yourself to get to the next level, but you can definitely do it. And so that's what I will leave with you today.
Yes, I love that. And that's the beauty of having an instructor or mentor. As you're pursuing these certifications and as you're, going along your medical billing and coding journeys and, throughout your careers, you don't have to do it alone. So definitely seek mentorship. Actually, an unknown benefit of AAPC membership is mentorship through Mentor City. A lot of individuals are unaware of that. So go to aapc.com, log in. If you're a member, log in, enter your username and password, and just go to the Mentor City page and read up all about it. And you can have a mentor that will be able to assist you and guide you. And same thing with the prep courses. You can have an instructor who will guide you throughout the journey. So if you have any questions, any concerns, you need any clarity, you have someone that you can reach out to. Now, don't get me wrong, the Facebook groups are great. Some of them are very helpful and beneficial. However, they don't always give out the most accurate information. So you want to make sure that, again, you're working directly either with the organization or with a licensed instructor who will be able to assist you best, or maybe a mentor, like I said, along your journeys as you're entering the industry. You can have someone that has been there and done that, essentially. So, they'll be able to help you. I'm just going to put in the chat my website. All of my information is there about the courses, about Medical Billing University, about my monthly live information session. Any questions, there's a chat for you to reach out there as well, and I will reply. And then, of course, follow on the social media sites. So here, of course, on YouTube, I actually post a daily medical billing quiz question, and that's under the community tab. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out the daily medical billing quiz question, and then follow me. I'm most active on Instagram, and it's the same handle, Ask the Biller. And you're very welcome.
Yes, you're welcome. So glad that this was helpful. And this is what it's about. We love to do this to give back, right? And just to share the information and share the right information. So definitely connect with us, follow us, subscribe to our channels, follow us on the social media platforms. We want to continue to work with you, hear from you, and reach out if you have any questions. This has been great.
Absolutely. Take care, everyone.